Have you ever had a moment that felt completely, undeniably real, even when the science you know couldn't quite explain it? Maybe it was a flash of extreme déjà vu, or a dream with a texture thicker than your waking life. Or maybe it happened inside the heavy weight of grief, or during a psychedelic experience where your normal perception of reality fractures wide open. For half a second, in those precise windows, the world suddenly feels vastly deeper than the vocabulary we have to describe it. These aren't random glitches in our neurology. They are universal, recurring human experiences that force us to question the basic mechanics of how we perceive the world. But when we try to talk about these moments, modern culture usually forces us into a corner, demanding we pick one of two limiting reactions. The first is cold dismissal. We flatten the meaning out of our own lived experiences, calling it a pure coincidence. Or we swing wildly to the other extreme, surrendering our critical thinking. We build rigid belief systems around one fleeting encounter and hand our intellectual authority over to whoever claims they understand the mystery better. This creates serious friction. Intelligent, grounded people are experiencing profound awakenings, but they are left stranded. They feel forced to choose between a joyless, mechanical worldview and a reckless, ungrounded spirituality. That choice is a false dichotomy. Science and the sacred do not cancel each other out, and we desperately need a strict, demanding third option. That third option is the structural foundation of the Middle Pillar Society. We built this space specifically for those who feel trapped by these polarized cultural extremes. Let's be clear on what this is not. This is not a new religion. We firmly reject anti-science mysticism, and we do not operate on simply following your vibes. Our position sits firmly in the center. We demand both a rigorous, uncompromising respect for scientific reality, alongside a deep, unapologetic reverence for the sacred. This environment exists for the critical thinker who refuses to shut down their intellect just to explore the depths of human consciousness. The entire philosophy of our work rests on a single framework. Science is the map. The sacred is the territory. The middle pillar is the bridge. Look at this topographical map. Science acts like these precise vector lines, explaining how reality works. Direct experience reveals what it feels like. You need both. The map is essential, the territory undeniable. Hold them simultaneously, without one consuming the other. This is exactly why pseudoscience is so damaging. People frequently take a genuine spiritual insight and dress it up in stretched terminology like quantum entanglement, twisting the physics to sound legitimate. That weakens both the science and the spiritual insight. We also set strict boundaries around authority. The middle pillar relies on no guru structures because no human teacher holds a monopoly on the sacred. We view altered states through this same lens. They are mirrors and tools to briefly open our perception, not final conclusions on their own. Approaching the mystery requires strict preparation, humility, and absolute nervous system safety. Treating an intense altered state as a spiritual status symbol completely misses the point. A peak spiritual event can happen in an afternoon, but the real challenge is the messy, demanding aftermath of returning to your everyday baseline. Experiencing a profound vision does not automatically make a person wise, grounded, or capable of healthy love. A revelation marks the beginning of the work. The real weight of this path lies in the decades of integration that follow. The ultimate measure of any psychological or spiritual breakthrough is whether you can translate it into reality. It must be tested in daily life to make you a more responsible, honest, and compassionate human being. Translating a profound experience into character is demanding. It's easy for a peak moment to fade into a memory when we try to hold it in a vacuum, without a way to test our reflections against others. To support this, we built a dedicated space on the school platform. Here, isolated viewing transforms into a living classroom, where passive consumption is replaced by active study. Inside school, chapters become structured classes. Open questions turn into peer conversations, and solo reflection becomes integration practice, supported by an entire community. We designed these chapters to function as an environment rather than just information. The goal is to move through the material as an active participant. Nobody else can do this inner work for you. but you also don't have to carry the weight of the mystery by yourself anymore. We invite you to join us inside the school community. When you arrive, start directly with the first class. The sacred was hiding in plain sight. The true purpose of the Middle Pillar Society is simple. We are learning how to deeply listen to the most profound aspects of reality, while keeping both feet firmly planted on the ground. Welcome.